What's up, guys? We are 2 weeks into 2024. It's a new year, and your girl, like many other people, has been heavy on the reflection. I've been thinking about my own journey, my life up until now, the decisions and choices I made that have ultimately led me to this very moment. And I can't help but think, if I could go back in time and tell my younger self something, what would it be?
Wait a minute. I got all the time I want. I got a time machine. I can just go back early and warn him.
What should 20-year-old Jane know? And honestly, this type of reflection hits even harder now that I have a daughter. I think, what does she need to know? What parts of my journey do I want to share with her so that she can learn from my experiences? Because of course, there are no such things as mistakes, only lessons. So in this video, I'm sharing 5 things that I would tell my younger self if I could. And these things would also be things that I'm going to be sure to tell my daughter as she moves through life to give her the best chance possible at success. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing what I think is the most important thing I would tell my younger self if I could. So stay tuned for that. The first thing I would tell my younger self is to learn about finances. Learn about money, how it works, how to make your money work for you. Learn about investments, different types of accounts that are available to you.
Nothing you have ever experienced can prepare you for the unbridled carnage you're about to witness. Right. Super Bowl, the World Series, they don't know what pressure is. In this building, it's either kill or be killed. Right. You make no friends in the pits and you take no prisoners. 1 minute, you're up $500,000 in soybeans, and the next, boom, your kids don't go to college and they've repossessed your Bentley. Are you with me?
Because I'm thinking, I got my first job at 14 years old, and even at 17, 18, if I would have learned how to make my money work for me, for example, index funds, ETFs, individual stocks, or tax-free savings account, this would have benefited me greatly. Learn about budgeting. I would tell myself to learn about budgeting, how to create a budget and how to stick to it to build financial freedom. I would tell her to learn about taxes. How do taxes work? The Canadian tax system is progressive, meaning the more that you make, the more you will be taxed. It's so important to learn about the different types of taxes and how you can use taxes to your benefits. For example, tax write-offs. I think it's almost criminal that finances and budgeting aren't taught in schools. I remember sitting in math class in high school and thinking, when will I ever need to use the quadratic equation? But a class on how to budget my monthly income would have served me greatly. Now, I've heard that recently many curriculums have been updated to include courses on finances, which is great. But for someone like me, for whom high school was 20 years ago, it's just a shame. So I will be sure to teach my daughter the importance of finances, opening a bank account as soon as she's able to, teaching her how to budget, the power of compound interest, and anything else I can do to set her up for financial success. So if you're a young adult and you're seeing this and you haven't already, you got to become an expert in your finances. Learn how to make your money work for you. You won't regret it, I promise. The second thing I would tell my younger self is to make health and wellness a part of your life from an early age. Fall in love with exercise, eating right, staying hydrated, doing these things from an early age so that as you move into your 30s, 40s, and 50s, health and wellness is just a part of who you are. Now, of course, it is never too late to take up exercise. You can do this at any age. But it's better to start this habit when you're young, when you're a spring chicken, and when your body is extra resilient and you're able to bounce back from an injury much faster. Now, I know when you're 19, 20, everything is sitting tight, your metabolism is super fast, and after a night out at the bar with your friends, you can inhale that Big Mac combo at 3 a.m., go to bed, and feel great the next day. But those of us who know, we know that when you hit your 30s, things just start to slow down, and the things that you may have been able to bounce back from like nothing in your 20s, these things may have you out for a day or two in your 30s. So it's important that you learn to love fitness and staying healthy from a young age. And piggybacking off of that, for my young women, learn about your body. Our bodies do so much and they go through so much every single month. Learn about your cycle, menstruation. Learn about the different phases of your cycle, like the follicular phase and what hormones are at play in each phase. And also learn about how these different phases can play out for you. You may experience bloating at a particular time, fatigue, or mood changes. Get in tune with your body as a woman. Learn about your periods. Learn about what a normal period is. I can't tell you how many women I know, myself included, that dealt with extremely painful periods thinking it was the norm. It wasn't until I really started to dive deeper into my own reproductive health, got in tune with what was happening every single month, that I finally learned that your period should not be painful. Being keeled over for 2 days, not being able to get out of bed is not normal, and it's something that should be looked at. So that is the second thing I would tell my younger self. Fall in love with health and wellness. Get in tune with your body, especially for young women. Number 3, use your 20s to have fun, but balance that out with grinding and setting your future self up. Yes, your 20s are a time to have fun, go out with your friends, party, travel, explore interests and hobbies. But I think your 20s are also the perfect time to go to school, pursue additional education, take that internship or co-op, work hard and set yourself up so that when you're in your 30s, you can travel. And bonus, you can do this being a little bit more financially secure than if you decided to just party your 20s away. You can focus on building a family and romantic relationships if that's what you want. This idea of YOLO is very true. You only live once. So yes, book that trip. Go out with your girls. But YOLO, you only live once. You only get one life, and it's important that you handle it with care and do what you can do to make your experience here on Earth a positive one. I think it's important that there's balance. So many young women I know, myself included, fall victim to thinking that you'll be young forever when in reality, your 30s creep up much faster than you think. This is the third thing that I would tell my younger self. Make those sacrifices in your 20s so you can reap the benefits of what you sowed in your 30s. The fourth thing I would tell my younger self is to really get behind this idea of when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And I'm going to take it one step further and apply this way of thinking as it applies to relationships and men and men and men. Now, let's be clear, I am not on some high horse here pointing my finger, because I have been there, like many young women, in these situations where you're wondering if this guy likes you, you may be getting mixed signals and you're thinking, well, he says he likes me, but I haven't heard from him for X number of days. And I want to make this clear. Men are very simple. They're as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. If a man wanted to, he would. If a man likes you, you'll know. And if he doesn't, you will be confused. That is the bottom line. So many times, young women complicate things. They try to read between the lines, ignore what's in front of them, and try to paint a different picture. He says he likes me. I haven't heard from him for a week, but I know he's been really busy with work. And it's like, girl, no. He's busy with work, but he couldn't take 1 minute to send you a text saying, hi, hope work is going well for you, thinking about you.
So trust me when I say, if a guy is treating you like he doesn't give a shit, he genuinely doesn't give a shit. No exceptions.
So many times, young women try and force the way they want things to be instead of just accepting the way things really are. When someone shows you who they are, just believe them. It's so simple. Adopting this way of thinking will save you so much time, stress, and potential heartbreak. And as I mentioned, this is not just for men or romantic relationships. You can apply it to all aspects of your life, from friends to family to your coworkers or boss. If your boss wanted to give you that promotion, they would have. If your friend wanted to invite you to their birthday, they would have. Keep it simple, accept things as they are, and keep it pushing. This is something I'll be sure to teach my daughter. Like, this is a must know. If you're a young woman watching this and you're sitting there wondering if he likes you, I'm here to say if he did like you, you wouldn't be wondering. Now, this fifth and final thing I would tell my younger self is what I consider to be the most important thing. And I will be sure to foster this in my daughter as early as possible and throughout her life. And that is to trust your gut. Trust your intuition always. There are so many young women out there who second guess themselves, who know deep down what the answer is, but they're swayed by outside voices. Your intuition will never steer you wrong, and it is truly like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And we all have an intuition. We all have this God-given voice, and it's just a matter of getting silent, getting in tune with yourself, and listening to it. I just think about myself when I was younger, and Every time I was given a choice and my intuition was telling me one thing, but I did the other, it never worked out for me. But then every time I've trusted my intuition, it's always worked out perfectly for me. It's worked out in my favor. As a young woman especially, it's important to know that you have this built-in compass that is there to guide you. So if you're ever in a social situation and your spidey senses are tingling, something's telling you that something's off here, listen to it. Your intuition is always right.
I have a bad feeling about this.
The earlier you can get comfortable with trusting your intuition, the better. Trust your gut every single time. And yes, there you have it. Those are the things that I would be sure to tell 20-year-old Jane. Of course, there are more, but I think these 5 things are so foundational. If you're a young woman and you're watching this, please, please, please learn about your finances, fall in love with health and wellness, work hard in your 20s, believe people when they show you who they are, and always, always, always trust your gut. I wouldn't lie to you, girl. This is just free game and I'm trying to put you on. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Do you have any things that you would tell your younger self or any tips for the up-and-comers? Drop them in the comments below. I would love to read it. As always, for more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.